before we get there, I don't know if you've read this story today, by the way, Maina. Maina guy, mwalimu.
No, it's all right.
So here's the thing, there's a middle-aged man. He's in Olkalau town, Nyandarua County. And he's gone on a hunger strike and resorted to wearing sackcloths to protest the forceful quarantine of his wife. So here's how the wife ended up under mandatory quarantine. So the wife, Jane Jerry, apparently went under mandatory quarantine for 14 days after she returned home from Migori. Akarudi nyumbani. Alafu when she returned, she was summoned at the Olkalau police station, only later to be whisked off to a quarantine facility. She's been forcefully put there for now 14 days. Mzee akasema iwezi kuwa.
Kwa hivyo akatoa nguo akavaa
gunia.
And he's on a hunger strike.
And now he's on a hunger strike demanding that his wife be returned.
Can imagine. He said our brothers from the Mount Central, they are not romantic. Now you see how the romantic they are.
Is that romance or ni ujinga?
Analelea hapo, analelea. But it's important to take caution.
No, it is.
Because angekuwa mgonjwa analetea kila mtu kwa nyumba.
But what would you do today if a spouse of yours today is put under forceful quarantine?
Mungeli ati amekuja pia amesafiri kutoka unless ni chakula unampelekea na nguo. No, ni muhimu akaekae huko. Yes.
Like I've always wondered.
For the sake of everyone else.
Today you find out your wife is a contact or your husband is a contact of someone who has tested positive.
Yeah. Unamuitia watu wa health.
Utamuitia?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Utamuitia?
Apimwe. Apatikane joto ndio imepita. Inafaa kupita ikipita 39 ndio
nika 30 no, it's actually I think 39.
39. 39 unafaa kuitiwa watu wa
unaitiwa.
Yes.
So you'd report Mwangeli
immediately. 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 To save everyone else. Because yeye najua hata hezi ngoja nikaribie kwa hiyo nyumba. So nipeleke hiyo Olkalau.
I want to find out if you're like this man, because this man is protesting and he's saying basically, anataka bibi yake arudishwe.
Anataka atoke kabla malize 14 days.
How many of us would report our spouses? For instance, today you find out your spouse has is a contact of someone who has tested positive. Utashika simu upigie health ministry.
Ni muhimu sana.
I want you to give me a call on 0711046105. How many of us would actually report our spouses?
And if that is a sign of love.
Is it a sign of love? Una report kwa mapenzi ama ni ile kusema tu kwende kisirani?
Huyo jamaa amevaa magunia mpaka wa leo and he has not eaten.
He has not eaten.
3 days.
Hunger strike.
Hai. Anashinda hapo nje nini quarantine center.
Yuko hapo.
Olkalau Nyandarua.
Amevaa gunia. Amesema sikuli mpaka bibi arudi.
Kweli.
Would you do the same? Like, how many of us would actually report our spouses? As we continue with our morning conversation today, have you read this story of a guy, a middle-aged man in Olkalau town, Nyandarua County? He's gone on a hunger strike, resorted to wearing sackcloths to protest the forceful quarantine of his wife. The wife was placed under mandatory quarantine for 14 days at Nyandarua High School after she returned home from Migori. Upon returning, she was summoned by Olkalau police station. Later, she's whisked off to a quarantine facility. And I'm wondering how many of us would do the same? How many of us would report our wives or our husbands? Because for him, he didn't necessarily report the issue, but the wife was put on forceful quarantine. But some of us would probably not even report that yenyewe, mimi nashuku huyu mtu ametoka mahali fulani amekuja mahali fulani. Should that person be quarantined or not? It's something that you can sit down and debate about in your head. But then again, would you report it or would you not report it? 0711046105. I want to talk about that this morning. Today, that's a better half of yours. If you know they're a contact of someone who tested positive, would you report that issue?
Upande wangu Mike.
Yeah.
Nitaripoti.
Utamreport kabisa?
Itaita ambulance mbio sana. Unajua watu Mike, unajua watu wanafikiria hii corona. Mwenye haja witness, mwenye hajajionea mwenyewe ndiye anaona tu ni kitu ya mchezo. Afadhali hata ni miss 21 days, wacha hata hizo 14. Afadhali ni miss for 21 days ama hata mwezi mzima. Lakini arudi akiwa vizuri na tuishi tena miaka mingi tukiwa pamoja.
Bas.
But are you doing it as a way of
kumpenda? Ukubali mtu kama huyo akae kwa nyumba alafu watoto washike, wewe mwenyewe ushike. Sasa utakimbilia wapi ukisema unataka bibi yako arudi?
Nina swali.
Mshika mnapelekwa huko wote.
Are you doing it out of love or ni ile tu I want to get rid of her?
Kwa mapenzi kwa sababu mimi nawapenda wote pamoja na watoto. Na hata mimi mwenyewe najipenda. Si ukweli?
Yes.
Sasa afadhali akae kule, adhibitishwe kuwa ana na arudi, hata afadhali akirudi tusherekee sasa. Tusherekee akirudi kuliko kukaa hapa alafu ukuje tena wabebe familia mzima. Sasa hapo utakuwa unasherekea nini? Ama utakuwa una demonstrate ukisema unataka nini ifanyike?
Sawa.
Ambulance ikuje mbio sana. Asante sana.
For the sake of everyone.
Classic 105, hello.
Yeah, I think for the sake of others, it is good to isolate her. Mpenani yako sawa.
Kwa hivyo
sasa ataweza kuwa ametoka na ugonjwa huko and then she brings to another, the whole family will suffer.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is necessary.
Na ametoka mbali, Migori.
Yeah, ametoka mbali na julikani kama amekuja nayo, and you are right.
Kwa hivyo you will report your spouse?
Yeah, I can because for the sake of others, not because I hate her, but just because of the sake of others, the whole family. Maybe hata wengine wametoka mashambani, labda we are together there, so the whole family of about 10 people can get it.
Sawa, my brother, asante. Una report haraka. Ulale peke yako na baridi siku 14.
Ai. Afadhali.
Yeah? How many of us would actually do it? This guy is saying he wants his wife back. Saying hapana, kuna mambo ya quarantine, nataka mrudishie bibi yangu. Would you also be that person who says, return my wife, or are you going to be the person who reports it? 0711046105. Talk to me on whether you'd report your wife today or your husband today if they were a contact of a COVID-19 individual. We continue with our morning conversation. By the way, it's all about whether or not you'd report your spouse. Because I'm seeing this Mujama who's protesting. There's a man who's protesting the forceful quarantine of his wife in Nyandarua. He's now gone on a hunger strike. He's resorted to wearing sackcloths, saying that he wants his wife back. So how many of us would actually report it? If there are people willing to protest and go on hunger strikes because their partner has been put in quarantine, how many of us would actually report it if you know that your wife or your husband is a contact of someone who's tested positive for COVID-19? 0711046105 is my number. Talk to me, eh?
Good morning. Salimia Kingani hapo.
Amesalimika.
Umwambia muoge mkono, sitaki corona.
Yeah.
Sasa nauliza aje?
Yeah.
Huyo jamaa ameenda on hunger strike, amevaa magunia.
Yeah.
Sasa bibi yako quarantine. Na bibi akitesti positive atafanya aje?
I don't know.
Yaani bahati mbaya tu atesti positive. Sasa ikuwe sasa anafuata matibabu. Atafanya nini huyo jamaa?
I wonder.
Huyo jamaa? Mumwambia rudi nyumbani, awache hiyo mchinga yake na atoe hiyo magunia, aende nyumbani akaangalia watoto, agoje bibi yake nyumbani, awache ujinga.
Bas.
But maybe that's the reason he wants his wife back. Mambo ya watoto imemshinda, who knows?
She's not the only one who is in quarantine.
Yeah.
Aende nyumbani akaangalia watoto, atoe hizo magunia, awache hiyo mchinga. Na atoke hapo.
Haya, sawa, asante.
Na akiendelea hivyo hata yeye ashikwa awekwe huko pia 14 days au 28. Kwanza huyo ako supposed kuwekwa 28 days.
Wakalishane na yeye huko.
Wakalishane na yeye huko. Hivyo tu awache ujinga.
Okay, sawa, asante. Yeah. Ati wakalishane huko.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this man, I'm looking at pictures of him. Amevaa gunia. Anasema bibi yake arudishwe.
Ameambiwa arudi nyumbani aende angoje bibi. Simple as that.
Well, keep calling. It's 0711046105, eh? I want you to tell me what you think about this man's actions and whether or not you'd report your spouse today. Today, I want to find out whether or not you'd report that spouse of yours if they were a contact of someone who's tested positive for COVID-19. 0711046105. Talk to me.
Hello, Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. I've listened to what you're saying.
Yes.
And I remember there was a similar situation in my area.
Mm-hmm.
The place where I live, my apartment.
Mm.
The landlady was outside the country for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came back, she didn't come home. We live with her on the same apartment, a bigger house though.
Yeah.
And she sent a text to all the tenants.
Saying that I came from abroad.
I came from abroad and you guys, I have not come home. I'm on quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And I will waive off your rent and I will waive off your water. Wash your hands, stay safe and everything. Now, regarding to what you're saying about spouse-wise,
yes,
the husband was pretty cool about it. And he took charge of what the wife was doing and the kids were all taken care of very well. The husband's a pretty busy person.
But you know it's easier said than done. This is your kamutu. He's there. Look, the person you spend nights with.
Man, if you look at the future of your family, is it easier to take the 10 of you to quarantine or take just your wife? Which one is easier?
You take your wife.
Exactly. If you just take your wife, things will be fine in the long run. She didn't even come home. I didn't see her, not even once. I was scared because maybe she'd come and she's my right next door neighbor, and she's like, no, I didn't even get there. Straight to quarantine.
So tell her, by the way, good job on cutting off rent, eh?
Hey man, I was impressed by her.
I will
never pay for whatever again. That's what she said.
Okay, my dear.
It's a really noble move. Some people out here are really trying the best they can to make the condition livable.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, eh? Me, I'm actually going to applaud that landlord. Kuna wengine bado wanatulipisha rent full kabisa. But that being said, how many of us would report our spouses that this person is a contact? 0711046105, that's my number. I want to find out if you'd actually do it. Ushike simu upigie kina Mutai Kago useme kujeni muchukue bibi yangu hapa ama my husband. This is a contact. Talk to me, eh? But it's all about this morning, this Kafelo, this gentleman from Nyandarua who has gone on a hunger strike and has resorted to wearing sackcloth. He's protesting the forceful quarantining of his wife. Anataka bibi yake arudishwe. It makes me wonder whether or not he would have reported her. Makes me wonder whether or not you'd report your spouse. If today you found out you're a contact of someone who tested positive for COVID-19, would you go and report your better half? 0711046105 is my number. Talk to me.
Hello, Classic 105.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Talk to me.
Sasa Monda.
Yeah.
Ina support Kingangi kabisa 100%.
Una report kabisa.
Una report mtu immediately, ni heri kukaa dry spell ya miezi 3 ya mwezi moja. Kuliko corona imalize familia bwana.
Kwa hivyo unamsema tu?
Unamseti kabisa because it's for the benefit of the whole family, especially the age population. Kama hapa kwetu, unajua mama, grandparents wako hapo. Sasa kama bibi alikuwa ameenda kuzurura mahali, si unamreport aende apewe quarantine ya wiki 3.
Yeah. Sawa. Okay, my brother. Classic 105. Hello.
Sasa mimi naweza piga immediately effect, hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza kupiga hapo chini.
Immediately.
Sasa hapa kuna mambo na spouse. Sasa tutakuwa tuna risk ourselves, mimi na watoto juu yake.
Okay.
Kwani atakaa ni 14 days.
Sasa huyu mtu ambaye amevaa gunia unamwambia aje?
Sasa huyo ni mshenzi huyo. Hata yeye anafaa ashikwe.
Ati yeye ashikwe?
Juu sasa ingekuwa kama serikali haijui, unaona hata yeye angempitia kwa nyumba. Ana put the others people in risk.
Okay.
Sasa ambiwe agoje hizo 14 days ishe, bibi yake atarudi.
Haya, sawa.
Good day, Mike.
Good day. Yeah. Like I'm saying, it's easier said than done. It is actually easier said than done. This is the person you enjoy pillow talk with. Ooh, ni mtu munaonana kila siku. Now you're being retold 14 days forced quarantine. How many of us would report our spouses? It's what I want to find out this morning. You can call me on 0711 046 105.